Hello, my friends. It's Jules Caldwell coming to you today. I'm super excited. We are on a countdown to the Ignite Women's Conference. It's happening on Saturday, October 5th here in Ottawa. Early bird registrations have been extended through to August 31st, and I'll talk a little bit more about that after. But today, I really wanted to take the opportunity to introduce you to one of our amazing speakers at the Ignite Women's Conference. I'm joined today by Virginia Dawson from Sustainable Wellness Now. Hi, Virginia.
Hello, Jules.
I'm so excited to see you, and you're in your studio, which I love as well. Are you going to
Yeah.
make us move during this conversation?
Well, we can if you'd like to.
No pressure for right now. It's all good. It's all good. My friends, Virginia is one of the amazing speakers at the Ignite Women's Conference. And one of the reasons why I invited Virginia to join me to speak at this conference is that when I was on my journey of reigniting and igniting my life again after a series of things that had happened, one of the areas that I recognized that was most important for me to focus on early on was my health and my wellness. And when I met Virginia, she was just this spark of energy and always moving and full of life and zest. And so one day I had this conversation with her. And so she shared with me some of her jewels of wisdom about what she was doing in her life. And now she specializes in really helping women and men of all ages with their movement and really just embracing their life in so many ways. And it's about so much more than movement. So Virginia, welcome, and tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got to start Sustainable Wellness Now.
Thank you, Jules. It's great to be here, and I'm so looking forward to October 5th. I think this is number 4 or 5.
Five.
5.
Yeah.
And the impact that it has had on the women that come
Mhm.
has been quite incredible, actually. So I'm excited as you have more interviews, I'll call them,
Yeah.
introductions to the speakers, and just it's incredible how much people have been able to go from that place of it at a crossroad
Yeah.
and discouragement to a place where they're actually those things that are hidden inside of them, even as children inside of us, that they
Mhm.
come out. And
Yes.
so that really excites me. Yeah, so Sustainable Wellness Now, I founded Sustainable Wellness Now in 2020. And so I'll tell you a little background. I, I have always loved moving. Get excited about movement. Not everybody does.
She truly
And,
does. I've never known
yeah,
anybody who gets so excited about movement. Not just like exercise, not exercise, which she'll talk about at some point in time, but like actual moving our bodies.
yeah. And I think for me, because and I'll go into my story here if that's okay.
Yeah.
There was a time when I couldn't move.
Yeah.
And it scared me. It scared me.
Mhm.
So I'll tell you about that. So I was like throughout. I mean, yeah, I had some. I didn't have any broke. Oh, I did break my finger, but anyway, like just some things that happened, trauma throughout. When you're young and through the teen
Yep.
years and 20s, 30s, 40s. So I pretty much was pretty good though, right? Like, and I love to move, and so started having children. And
Yeah.
actually, when I was pregnant with our third child, I had some funny stuff going on in my pelvic area where I just actually couldn't move much, but then it kind of seemed to like click back in and away you go again.
Yeah.
And then 7 years later,
7 years.
7 years, yes. So you know how long it sits in our body, right? And it's probably
Yeah.
actually from a car accident that I was in back when I was 11 years old. And you don't get things moved
Yeah.
around and fixed and stuff, right? So fast forward from 11 to 42, I all of a sudden I was unable to walk.
Wow.
My What actually happened is my SI joint, my sacroiliac joint, it's in the pelvic, and it's like there's like like a line here, right? And
Yeah.
it shifted.
Mm.
It shifted. So everything just seized.
Wow.
And so I would lie in bed for 3 hours. I have 3 young kids. 3 hours, I'd be lying in bed, just kind of like letting things settle. And I
Yeah.
had like literally 10 minutes where I could get up and I could like do dishes or start supper or, something. And all of a sudden it would just
Ugh.
seize again. I literally crawled up the stairs to get back into bed, lie there for another 3 hours, and then through finally seeing some health professionals and getting things, put back in and understanding, and then
Yeah.
thinking, oh my gosh, Virginia, you are 42. Like, is this it?
Yeah.
Is this it for you? And nothing scared me more than to be stuck in my body.
So I just
So I'm
wanted you to
like,
pause for a moment there, Virginia, because
yeah,
I think what you just shared is exceptionally powerful. Because I think as women and men and women across, right, we learn to accept the pain or to get comfortable in the uncomfortable, and then it just becomes like this natural thing that we accept. And isn't that awful that we do that?
because what do we hear? What do we say? Oh, I'm just getting old.
Yeah, it is what it
That's
is.
just part of the aging
Yeah,
process.
yeah,
And so what I have learned is, no, it's like things happen, yes, and we don't have to stay there. We don't have to
yes,
accept it. We can we can get moving with ease again.
yeah.
And it's just understanding how, and it's actually a lot of mindset too.
Oh, a ton of
So
mindset.
yeah. So after just seeing the care professionals and getting things put back in, and then it's like, okay, so what do I need to do? So like searching for
Yeah,
different activities, right? Like go to
yeah,
the gym, do this on videos, do this. And I would re-injure myself. So, and then back to chiro or back to physio, and right, and it's like, that's expensive. It's really expensive. So
yeah,
I was on the hunt for something that would give me the mobility and flexibility I needed to then be able to strengthen my
yeah,
body.
yes.
Because without, now I didn't really understand that at the time, but I just knew, I just like kept re-injuring myself. And it's like, what is this? Like, I don't want this. There's something out there. So fast forward, I found Eccentrics,
Mhm.
and I found it on Fluke. And actually somebody had told me about it in 2016. 2015, 2016, something like that. I'm like, okay, great. But you know what? Too busy, right? Didn't.
Yeah,
And then it popped up
yeah,
again in 2019. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the same one. Okay, I'm going to give it a try. So I tried. They have an online ETV. Miranda Esmond White, she's the founder of this. She was a ballerina with the National Ballet of Canada.
mm,
And she's like in her late 60s at the time. She's now 72. So, just she's the strengthening from ballet that she knew.
yeah,
It's those big movements that you see people doing in Tai Chi,
yeah.
and then physiotherapy techniques. But and there's no spiritual element to what I do.
No,
So I stick to, it's our
pure
body.
movement.
How can we move so that we can move with ease to do the things we want to do?
Yeah,
So I was like, okay, 2019, I tried a class online, and I'm like, ooh, I like this. So 2020, Jan 2020, I order level 1 material. I
yeah,
think I'm going to do at least level
yes,
1.
yeah,
Yes. And the main reason is so funny, because the main reason is that I'm as lazy as the next person.
yeah,
So I knew, for me, if I did not become an instructor and have people showing up, that I wouldn't show up, right? So they show up, I have to show up. Like,
yeah.
just
I
protect
literally
myself.
shared that story about you doing that with somebody just earlier this week because they were considering starting getting involved in something, and they were like, "Well, I became fully immersed in it because I knew if I didn't, I wouldn't be accountable for what I was doing." Love
Absolutely.
it.
So that's not for everybody.
No.
And yet, right, it's like, how do I keep myself accountable? So for
Yeah.
me, that's what I did. So that was level 1. I just
And
got level 4. So I'm fully
yeah.
certified
Woohoo!
eccentrics
Level
trainer.
4.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are not many of us in the Ottawa area. So, I have people coming in from Stittsville and Merrickville and like to my studio here,
Yeah.
because they have felt the benefits. Why would drive that far, right?
Yeah.
So I just get excited because I see where they have had these injuries, and
Yeah.
now it's like it's making a difference for them. So
Yeah.
that to me is everything.
I love your story, my friend. It's just so powerful. And for those of you who are joining us, we're chatting with Virginia Dawson from Sustainable Wellness Now. She's a wellness strategist and level 4 eccentrics coach. And she's one of the speakers at the upcoming Ignite Women's Conference. And it was just really important to me to have this conversation as part of the conference, because I think as women, we just accept where we're at in our bodies and our health and our movement. because there's just so many other things that are going on. And I don't want anybody to just accept where they're at in life. We get to choose where we go, what we want to do. And in order to go where we want to go and do what we want to do, we have to be able to move to get there. We have to be healthy. And the moment we take one step towards what we want to do, then the next thing happens and the next thing happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Virginia, just cognizant of time, and I don't want to give everything away because I do want people to come and have the full Ignite experience. But what would be sort of one word of wisdom you would share, or so, a brief word of wisdom for the audience if they're considering coming to Ignite and they're maybe sitting on the fence and not sure if it's right for them or not?
Right. Yeah. So if your life is perfect and you've got the business you want, you've got the family you want, you've got like your life is perfect.
Yeah.
Don't come.
Yep. Ignite's not for you.
Don't come. Actually, call Julie and maybe you can help teach people.
Yeah.
And if you are someone who is looking, is that I love what you say, Jules, is that crossroads in your life? Just like I was at the crossroads in my life when I couldn't move anymore.
Yeah.
And I had to what's my next step? What is that? And for many of us, and especially as we hit midlife and things start to change in midlife, and I'm just kind of like coming into that more and more. I'm 58. And so I'm, still in midlife. And it's like, what do I want for my next season? Like, it's like, what do you want for your next season?
Yes.
What is it that's going to help you to live that vibrant life that you desire, that you want? And then that will tell you how badly you really want it, because the tickets are, what are the tickets?
$109 for
$109.
8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Lunch is included, your morning and snacks and beverages. And then forget just that, the brilliance and wisdom of the speakers and of the other women in the room. Like, oh my goodness, some of the stories and the journeys that the women have been on that have come to Ignite, so honored and just so powerful, for them to come and to share and to still journey with them, right? So when you come to Ignite, it's not just a one-day thing. It's a one-day investment in yourself to really just focus on what you want and what you need in your life and where you're going to go from this crossroad that you're at. But you're also accessing community and wisdom, and you are not alone in your journey. It's just so powerful. So powerful.
It is. And $109, like, seriously, I think about what did I pay to go from where I was stuck to get to, I have spent thousands of dollars, like, just to take a step to move forward. Like, $109 is a like, seriously.
Yeah. So my friend,
how many coffees is that at Starbucks, right? Like,
I know, right? Oh my goodness, I should tally up how long it takes to spend that much money at Starbucks, because it wouldn't take very long at all, actually. I don't go, but but so my friends, you have till Saturday, August 31st to take advantage of that $109 in the early bird rate for registering for the Ignite conference. After that, it goes up to $149 right through till October 2nd. So Ignite Women's Conference, Saturday, October 5th here in Ottawa. Stay tuned, because over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to speak with a couple of our other speakers and share a little bit more and unpack a bit more about what Ignite is and whether it is for you or not. So Virginia, thank you for joining me today for another amazing conversation. You are getting ready to move like crazy. You're making your way to Europe, and you're going to be adventuring and hiking and walking and exploring. And the only reason you can do that is because you have made the decision to move and change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not without, like, I've had some plantar fasciitis issues. I had some, like, there's some little things that have popped up, but I've taken care of it.
Yes.
And so, because my sister and I are going for 3.5 weeks to Europe, kind of a high five after raising our, helping our dad raise our family, and our dad passed a couple of years ago. And just, we're going back to his homeland of Holland, my mom's homeland of Switzerland, but really walk and walk and walk and walk. And I could not do that without what I do. So it's about preparing. So it's just like, prepare. Come to the Ignite Women's Conference on Saturday, October 5th.
Get ready for what's next.
Exactly. We get to be prepared, like, if we want to live that vibrant life.
Agreed. I couldn't have said it better, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me today. My friends, Visit countryjewel.ca, look right on the main page for the Ignite poster, and click on the link and find out if it's the right thing for you right here or not. We look forward to seeing you on Saturday, October 5th here in Ottawa. In living and loving the life we're meant to live, go have an exceptional rest of your day. Can't wait to see you next time.